Blew a tire. Six satellites. All right, welcome back. So we are back out here with the Mojave. We'll see how this goes. I'm gonna hit testing right now. We are on the Futaba. Steering is limited. That's throttle. Just got to get brakes and everything set up properly. It says testing. So we're going to try to rip across this park in hopes that I don't blow a tire again. Steering is very limited. But I should have pretty good range. Trying to get my sub trims put off pretty good. All right, pretty set up I think over there. Looks like there's some holes in the grass. There's a flag over there I think for a water line that broke. Looks like it's right in my runway. I'm gonna just check and see what this flag is. I'll avoid it, but they have a blue flag out here because it looks like there's a water leak. So we're gonna try to avoid that at all costs. Yeah, it's a sprinkler head that's leaking, full of bees because the bees are trying to get the water. Hopefully I can avoid it. He is mowing the grass over there, which is weird because they normally mow in the morning. It's 101, 102 degrees out here right now. So to see him mowing, there's also a flag down there. And what's funny is those trash cans that they added are now gone. That's weird. Well, we're gonna give this a rip, see if these tires hold up, try to do a light pull to make sure everything's okay and I don't hit that pole. Here we go. I let off really early and I hit that tree. Because got into a wheel stand and now I'm stuck. This area right here coming into this, it gets airborne. And then I end up hitting all these cement blocks here. And then as you see, here's the path I took and we slid right into this tree. And then the mulch is so soft that it literally buried itself because I have it low. Oh, there's all kinds of stuff in this chassis. That mulch is super soft. They added all this mulch not too long ago. God, it is so hot out here. But I had to feather the throttle. God, now it's pulling the other way. Let's see what that was. I imagine it'd be about 65. stop, read. Look at that, 72. We're already going faster. And I was letting off pretty hard on that run. Start. So it seems the setup is really good. Make sure the body's still stuck on the sides. But the Futaba, by it not cutting out, is giving it that more mile an hour. It's pretty straight as an arrow on that run. And I feel there's a lot more in this. Definitely don't want to be slamming into that tree every time. You see my run out for braking and all that is pretty limited. And that's why I tend to let off early. Ooh, I'm gonna do one more pass on these tires and see if they hold up. My limited steering is causing a problem in this dirt down there. Okay, we're pretty set up. Make sure the lawnmower is where he is so I don't run into him. And let's go, trying to avoid that pit and trying to avoid those trees. Let's go. Nope. I ended up getting sideways on that run. It wasn't straight. And with the limited steering, that's maximum right turn. I've actually lost control of it that time, pulling the trigger a little too hard. Stop, read, 61 miles an hour. Man, I didn't even do a quarter of the run. So it really seems like the power is coming in a lot faster right now. It's testing. Power definitely is coming in a lot faster than it has in the past. I'm going to try to stand closer to where I'm starting, so I'm at least about halfway. Then I got to back up. Get straight. Try to go to the fence line. All right, I think I'm pretty good here. Let's see where the lawnmower's at. He's still over there. Gonna give it one more attempt, and then I think I'm gonna grab the foams. Nope. Power's coming on a little too fast. I'm not getting traction. So I'm gonna take this thing back. I might have a blown out tire that's causing it to drift now, but I'm literally having a drift issue right now. Stop, read, 62 miles an hour. Man, I really don't want to stop, but I gotta let this thing cool down for a minute. I'm gonna bring it, let it cool down for a minute, check out my suspension, hook to the B-link, and see what's going on. I'm gonna turn the GPS off for now, try to save some battery on it. But I need to look at the steering. I might add some more dual rate to this thing. But I know there's a lot more in this thing. It's just 102 degrees out here right now. So I gotta let it cool. I can't keep pushing it. Do have the Game Changer fans. But my nose is running from him cutting the grass. Take a look in here. My Velcro's not sticking to the side anymore. That Velcro came off. Definitely don't like my power line sitting on the chassis brace like that. Got a bunch of dirt in the fans from getting stuck. Look at that. One of my wires for my fan came undone. But let's see the motor. Oh yeah, the motor's pretty hot right now. So I'm gonna turn off the controller. Unplug. Some people were asking me what this device is. This is my 2.5 gigahertz 2000 MW radio signal booster that I built onto my Futaba that I run off 3S. Funny part is a lot of people see Roz's videos where he runs the power line on the inside and then he runs a LiPo pack on the inside that runs the radio and the booster. I run more power to, I run a 3S to my booster versus a 2S for the radio. So it just ensures that I'm not going to lose signal. So I'm going to get these batteries unplugged. Oh, look how loose the battery is. Battery packs got loose too. That could be why it's getting out of control. The battery's shifting. So I'm going to let this thing cool off for a second. Any tires blow out? It seems like the inner of the right rear is starting to pull away. So I might save the next run for the foams. But we'll be right back. All right, so I let it cool off. Made some suspension changes. We're gonna hit start. It's testing. Hopefully I didn't go too low with the suspension. I did lower it down a little bit, hoping that I can retain more control of it in wheelies. All right. Hopefully I'm lined up straighter than I've been. Trying to avoid that mud pit and sprinkler, and that pole is a very slim margin. So I told you guys before, I try to line up with the pole. There is a guy standing over there in the trees. Hopefully I don't lose control and hit that guy on his phone over there. But I'm gonna shut down early so I don't get close to him, because he's literally standing in between those trees over there. And if I lose control, I could literally run into him. Oh well, let's give it a shot. Oh, that's a bad crash. It drifted again. It keeps drifting to the left because I'm steering left, trying to get it closer to me to avoid this mud pit. Hopefully it didn't bend the wheelie bar or bend anything. Doesn't look like anything's bent. Come on. Stop, read. Yeah, 63. I'm literally having a drifting thing going on right now. Ever since that first run, start, it's testing. I have a feeling it's something to do. I'm gonna try turning up my dual rate a little bit. Throttle, steering. I'm gonna go to 40. Give me a little bit more steering, because I'm literally steering to the right the whole time. And that guy's making me nervous standing over there. So I'm pulling the trigger pretty hard on the start of the run. Oh yeah, that's actually a lot more steering at 40. He's still standing there. Not sure why. He's literally standing there looking at me. He's probably trying to figure out what I'm doing. Well, this will probably be the last run. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it, see what happens, and hopefully I don't hit this guy. Yeah. See? Literally, I stopped it. It's pulling to the right real bad, and it's literally, it just wants to hit this mud pit every time. So I got to go back and check the suspension. Something's going on. Stop, read, 58, right around 60. Man, why won't it just, I'm going to try pulling it a little slow again, see if I can get up to speed before it starts losing control. I think I possibly am just pulling it too hard, too fast. It sucks that I probably hit that sprinkler a few times too. Never knew there was a sprinkler there. And the guy's still on the phone under his tree. He's just standing there. And the guy with the lawnmower is now watching behind the other tree. Oh well. Let's try it. Yeah, it's getting crazy. I got to check the suspension. I think I have a blown shock. It's literally pulling to that right. Either that or a tire coming apart. I think it's something to do with the suspension. Stop. Read. 70 miles an hour. So I think I got to rework the shocks, or at least lock the shocks. But we are on the right track, and it's way too hot to be out here doing this. But I'm going to go back, inspect the tires, check my alignment again. Either the alignment's off, which it doesn't seem to be off at low speed, but under acceleration, and it could be out of balance tires. If the tires are bouncing like basketballs because of it being out of round, which is that right rear tire, if that thing's bouncing and the fluid's not stiff enough to keep it to the ground, it's going to want to drift. So I think it's time to pop off shocks again and take a look, and then take a look at these tires and see if the glue held up. And hopefully I can get out again tomorrow. I do have the foams with me, which I wanted to run it on foams. But seeing that the lawnmower guy's there and the guy's just standing under the tree, I bet you if I just sit here for a minute, those two will go away. Because I truly believe that they're just standing there to watch what I'm doing. which is fine, but they just don't realize they're standing in a bad spot. Oh look, the guy's walking away because I walked to my car. He's no longer wanting to watch. And the lawnmower guy is now left as well. He's walking away. Coincidence? You could say. Do I believe it? No, I don't. I believe, like my initial gut feeling was, is that they're literally there watching me run the RC. It's something cool that people want to see. They just kind of like drag racing. When people stand at the starting line, past the starting line just to watch, they don't realize they're putting themselves in a bad area. And if I lose control, I definitely don't want to hurt somebody. And I came out here at this time earlier, but forgot the remote. So I had to come back, and now it's a lot later in the day, and it's the hottest part of the day, but and I figured nobody's out here at the park at this time because it's just too hot to walk around. But you do get them random people like me that are out here at this time. So yeah, I got to figure out, the suspension's collapsed on the front, and then the rear has got suspension, and I've lowered it down. Just want to make sure this is powered off. God, I'm out of breath. It's just so hot. All right, just back on the bench. I want to take a look at a few things because I have a theory on what's going on. This right rear, if this right rear is bouncing, when I get up to speed, it'll cause the RC to drift this way. I'm trying to correct it, turning to the left, and then it'll, if it bites, it'll barrel roll. And that happened on, I want to say, the last 4 runs. The first run was fine. I had just set the RC up. Now this is the tire that blew. And if the rubber's stretched out or the foam stretched out in a certain spot, which I tried to work it before re-gluing it, straightening out the foam, but whenever a tire gets overstretched, it becomes out of round, and then it has a weak spot in it. And I feel that that possibly could have a weak spot in it. So what I'm going to do is, for one, pull all the tires off, check them all, make sure they're not coming unglued, and I'm going to rotate this tire to the left front. And that's going to tell me if the RC still goes, if it goes straight, then I know that it's in the tire. Because now if it's on the left front, it's going to start drifting the other way. The other thing is the shocks. It's a 102-degree day, and my front shocks are pretty soft now. They don't have any, you see, it's not bouncing back at all, which is fine because when we're accelerating, it's lifting the front. But I do need some rebound, and I need some, when I'm hitting bumps, I need the fluid to be a little thicker. The first run, because the RC was in the car and I drove, it's about 30 minutes away, the shock fluids were nice and cool. But after the first run, 102 degrees outside, in the heat, baking on the shocks, it will break down the shock fluid. The shock fluid becomes water, and then runs after that definitely weren't very good. So with all that said, I'm going to pull off the shocks. I'm going to add some thicker shock fluids. I'm probably going to pop the diffs out, and I'm going to thicken up the fluids in the diff just to get more drive and off one of the wheels. I'm not going to lock them. I'm not going to add earplugs, but I am going to make sure they're full, and I'm going to go to thicker fluid. So when they do thin out on these hot days that we've been having for about a month now, I'm not driving off one wheel, which driving off one wheel in the rear, you know, when you lock it, if I get sideways like this and it doesn't diff out, it won't settle the RC back down, so I won't be able to recover it. But I feel I can go a little thicker and even up the wheel speed left to right, so I'm not putting so much stress, especially this rear one. I might leave the front alone and just thicken up the rear shock fluid, because I'm not having front tires blow out at this point. So I'm probably just going to thicken up the rear shock fluid, and probably do the front too, because I could use some front drive off this thing, to be honest with you. I need the front tires to pull more than the rear. But so I'm going to thicken up the fluids and probably thicken up the shock fluids. So I just wanted to bring that to everybody's attention. The tires did hold, and I feel that we can get well into the 90s like this, if not to the 100, just checking the glue and making sure that the tires are holding. Yeah, see, nothing is pulling apart on the tires. I'm probably going to add another layer of glue today. I'm going to wash them up. Oh, that one pulled apart right there. Starting to pull apart right where we added glue on the outside right there. So definitely going to re-glue them all after every run, after every few runs. I definitely don't want to blow another tire. They're too expensive. See, this one's doing okay. This one I got a lot of fluid, lot of glue on it. Even the rear of this one I got a lot of glue. Yeah, definitely not. Yep, pulling away a little bit right in here. I can see the crack. Definitely pulling away right in here. So I'm going to go ahead and re-glue that. What I'll do is I'll pull it away, put the glue on, pull it away, and let the glue sink in there. Put a rubber band on it, hopefully hold it together, so that I'm not having fluid do that. And I did bend the wheelie bar down a little bit because it's too high and it's causing it to go into a wheel stand pretty high up. I want to check this this rear tire, because this is the one I think is oh yeah, you can see it right there. Look at that. It's probably overstretching on this right rear. It's literally almost trying to rip that off the bead right there, all the way around on this tire. Yep. So that's a bad spot in that tire right there. That's literally a hole going on right there. See how it's separated? This is the one I re-glued. So it's probably stretching a little too high right here. Just stretching up a little too high right here, causing the RC to lose control. So I'm going to wash this one up, add a bunch of glue to that, and hopefully stop it from losing control. But I believe it's going to be in this tire. This tire is definitely not round anymore. It's got this whole inside right here. Seems like the foam is pushing up here and is stuck down over here. So this one is, these tires are vented, which I don't like. The rim's not vented, but the tire is vented. Yeah, see, this one's the same way. Seems like it's taller here and shorter here on all these rims. And that's probably because this circumference is bigger than this circumference. So it's literally, it's got a taper to the tire. But I'm going to get them all glued up. I'm going to probably rework these diffs before I go out tomorrow. So I'll stay up late tonight, get these diffs pulled apart, check over the RC. I might even change the steering servo and check all the steering, because I'm having trouble. Don't seem like I have slop in it, but I am having trouble keeping the RC straight. So first run was straight as an arrow. After that I was having trouble, and when I turn down the dual rate, it doesn't give me much steering, so I have to let off the trigger. But there we go. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll catch you guys on the next video. And by the way, the guy in the white shorts had called the sheriff's department on me, and when I went to leave, he was walking back to his car. I went to drive away. He started following me. And so I pulled over. I thought he was just trying to get around. It was in a gray car. He passed me, came around, got behind me again. So I pulled over, rolled down the window, and I was like, "Can I help you with something?" He's like, "You can't run RC at the park." I was like, whatever. And then that's when he told me that he had called the sheriff's department. So I said, okay, no problem, we'll wait for the sheriff's. And he got frustrated and left, and I called the sheriff's department to let them know that I'm not sticking around and leaving, that this guy took my license plate down. But just goes to show you, people out there definitely don't want to, they don't mind their business. They want to get involved with what you want to do, and they definitely want to police you. So I wasn't crazy. He literally called the sheriff's department on me. But we already proved that I can run at that park. Thanks for watching.